Alrighty, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is LaughNgamez here. I'm back with another Starcraft 2 1 versus 1 bot AI cast. We have got ourselves what should be a good one here today, as it's going to be Deimos taking on 12PoolBot. Which is a big liar, by the way, because it's actually not 12 pooling this game. It's going for a 14 pool. So we may as well just call it big liar bot. But anyway, we have got, what should be a fun match. It's always cool to check out the sort of nitty gritty of the bot ladder, the challenges that bots have to face. And a very straightforward one is 12PoolBot. It's just simple, effective, and we'll see whether Deimos can defend it here today. It does go for a probe scout, which is a good start. But the reason why I decided to cast another 12PoolBot game is this. On the ladder, just right down there at spot number 10, it's 12PoolBot. I don't recall it being in the top 10 before. Maybe it is and I'm just forgetful, but it seems that it's doing very well on this new map, this new patch. So maybe it's the hatchery timings. It does gobble up that probe, which is nice. Like maybe it's the cheaper hatcheries, which benefited 12PoolBot. Maybe it's something else. Maybe there was an update to the code. I do see the bot has been getting updated periodically. Last updated the 12th of July. It's the 21st as I record this. And so it's like, okay, maybe it had a bit of an update to the combat simulator, something like that. You actually can look at 12PoolBot's, you can actually look at the combat simulator SC2 helper. It's linked on the page of it is linked on the page of 12PoolBot. Pardon me, I think I must have clicked on the wrong bot actually when selecting this. So I'm a liar when I said that 12PoolBot was updated. We do have the first couple of lings being a nuisance and harassing here, as an adept does shade out for Deimos. Now this adept would be much better off if it just tucked itself into the wall. But yes. Okay, pardon me, yes. 12PoolBot was last updated the 14th of July, and it is publicly available, the code for it. So you could have a look at it to see if it was updated at all. It's known for being an incredibly short amount of lines. I can't remember. It was like less than 1,000 or something. Far less than that. It was like 250 maybe, something like that. The number escapes me, but for now, the roaches of 12PoolBot have shown themselves and are going to be getting across the map. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoy these cheesy games, go ahead, click that like button. If you haven't already, leave a comment down below saying more bots, more 12pools, that kind of thing. And yeah, big thanks to everyone that does support the channel. But let's go for 12 likes on this video for 12PoolBot. Stalkers are doing their job, in which they try and defend against this with the 2 batteries, but those batteries ran out fast, man. And now Deimos has no choice but to pull the probes into roaches and lings. And holy cow, the bot just speed mining allows 12PoolBot to get this rush out super quick. I mean, it's got 7 roaches, 18 lings at the 4-minute mark on 2 bases, and I think it has just killed Deimos here. Deimos has 1 more stalker. That stalker is pathing way too far forward. I get a feeling it was trying to path into the wall there instead of just pathed into certain death. And there is 3 more gateways, but there's no probes left. So there's no money in order to try and shut this down, as 12PoolBot shows us just how lethal it is. I guess 2 batteries isn't enough. Maybe you need a force field or the stalkers to try and pull back. I'm guessing that's it. You need the stalkers to pull back against the roaches because they kind of just sat there and took damage. But then it's like, okay, it's just like, then all the lings can get in if you don't hold the actual door. I'm guessing what went wrong for Deimos here is all these gateways. I know it seems kind of counterintuitive, You're like, oh, Deimos built too many gateways, but 5 gateways and a robo is a lot of not units. So I'm guessing that's what went wrong here, but very successful cheese by 12PoolBot. The classic rush bot. And so yeah, you guys might have guessed it that this is going to be a multi-part video, so I'll go ahead and load up our next game. All right, so here we are, ladies and gentlemen, into game number 2. It will be GPT this match, taking on 12PoolBot, because why not? Just put all the bots through their paces and have them play versus 12PoolBot. It's always a fun thing to observe. And yeah, I think GPT may be better suited to defend this just based on the chat tag at the start of the game, going for a 1 base push. 1 basing is definitely better than trying to get up an expansion like Deimos was planning to do. I do wish to pull up GPT's page to see how that bot's been doing, whether it's been updated at all. GPT has a nice little biography if you guys want to check it out on AIarena.net. It was updated just 5 days ago. And yeah, it's a very interesting bot. Doesn't say anything how it selects its strategies. I do wonder how it decides those, as a lot of bots do have different methods for that. But seeing as how GPT is a bot, I believe that just has 2 builds, it very well could just coin flip as far as what it decides to do. I do like how it says made with pizza by Tom, the food of programmers. And yeah, this Overlord is crossing the map for 12PoolBot. 12PoolBot is going for its conventional Ling Flood, not going for roaches like it did against Deimos, which honestly makes me a little sad because GPT very well may be able to handle Lings as opposed to roaches, but there is a wall now getting up on the high ground. Reactors, though, can be very, very weak as they build incredibly slowly, so their HP goes up very slowly. The depot does get raised. Lings are hitting the depot, though, not the reactor, which is quite unfortunate. If No Regret was watching this, he'd say, oh, you should be targeting down that reactor. So 12PoolBot does not have success with this. Does get a bit of damage done to the reactor, but not much. Throwing away 5 Lings for starters. They are going to start eating at that wall again, but as long as they run away, they can potentially pool up on that low ground to try and handle this. Now the Lings are going to try their luck again as we get up the ramp, down the ramp, that kind of thing. And then a Marine on the high ground is shooting at these Lings, chasing them away. There is almost Ling speed done. Not that I'm sure these Lings will be able to get in before the depots potentially get raised. So I think if 12PoolBot's going to win this game, the best bet is just to sort of sit back, wait for GPT to move out, and then go for a big, big surround. One of the nice things about 12PoolBot is that it does have economies of scale, so the longer a game goes on, it will actually squeeze out the odd drone here and there. It will eventually build a new hatchery. These Lings are thinking about it, but they do regret their decision, as a lot of them do get shot. But yeah, so there is potential that if 12PoolBot kind of just drags this game out long enough, that it will be able to win, as we see it squeezing out yet another drone, growing its economy. That will mean more Lings, more production. It did even get a second queen. Now Lings are still on that ramp as GPT is going for lots of Marines, getting out a Marauder, Combat Shield, +1 attack will be really nice against mass Zerglings. It's 28 Lings against 14 Marines. I think that's a fight that will probably go pretty well for the Terran Bio. The Lings are kind of pulling back. They're like, we can do it, maybe, maybe not, as it all relies on vision for 12PoolBot. When it sees a high number of Marines, it pretty much is backing out. However, the drone count is continuing to grow for the Blue Zerg. And GPT is going to be on a bit of a clock the longer this game goes on. 12PoolBot will get more and more Lings, more and more drones, which means more and more Lings. The Red Terran is very committed to this timing attack. And yes, here it goes. as the Lings are just fanning out against this, not pulling the trigger, trying to engage. So the math says that 12PoolBot cannot take this fight, as the Lings are just backing away and away and away. They may be able to pull off a counterattack, although it looks like they may be thinking of engaging this main Terran army. And do we get it? Not yet. The longer this goes on, I mean, GPT doesn't have reinforcements coming for this army, so the Ling number is growing, and that is going to be the number of Lings that is ready to take this engagement. Now, GPT is pushing in. 12PoolBot will need to take this fight at some point here. In comes the rest of the Lings from behind. The hatchery's now under fire, so 12PoolBot is thinking about it, but not quite. And, I mean, it's 34 supply of Lings. Broodlings doing what they can here. However, that base has now died. That's a big blow to 12PoolBot. And it simply may just never be getting up the Lings it needs in order to pull the trigger. This is one of the things that's very difficult when it comes to these combat simulators and having your bot try and take smart fights. Sometimes it takes dumb ones, as 12PoolBot just has all its Lings massacred here, and it will lose its spawning pool. So I think GPT has just had the numbers to scare away 12PoolBot. I think it probably could have taken that fight, but the math, I guess, says otherwise, because what was there here? Oh gosh, that's 19 Marines, 3 Marauders, so I mean, that's 25 Terran supply. 12PoolBot was only at 24 here. It looks like that GPT is able to take it. I guess some was in production. I do wonder what the sort of math is as far as when it comes to taking this fight. But yeah, 12PoolBot never getting up the courage to take the fight. And we'll have to cast another game between these two. I'd be curious to see how it goes if GPT plans on going for an expo at some point, or if 12PoolBot busts out its roaches like we saw in game number 1. Ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed this bit of a shorter cast, click that like button, leave a comment down below, subscribe to the channel, and if you do want to support these daily casts, consider becoming a YouTube member. This game is a good example, though, of how at some point in your bot, if depending how advanced you want your bot to be, you need to program it to take the fight, because 12PoolBot just kept running away until it eventually died. GG.